everybody to our session, our Preschool the Finnish Way session. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can get every notification for our series. We have 9 in our series, and this is number 6. So we are moving along, almost finished with the whole series here, about halfway through. So today's topic is the Finnish Preschool Day. We're talking about rhythm and levels of learning. And we will get into just kind of a general schedule idea, suggestion for you for your preschool if you want to follow a Finnish structure. I know that I've had several comments and messages from viewers asking, how do I structure a preschool the Finnish way? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. So we talked about in the last couple of weeks, we talked about how important it is to focus on well-being and life skills. Last session, we were talking about slowing things down and letting the children sort of process through some challenges, building confidence and learning life skills. So foundationally, preschools focus on well-being, making sure that the groundwork is there for meaningful learning. And then we also include a peaceful rhythm, right? Calm routines that are that help the students to anticipate every day the cycle of what's going to happen so that they feel safe, they understand the expectations, and they know what's coming. And it helps those younger students who are 2, 3, 4 years old. It helps them to regulate their emotions. If they already know what's happening, they don't have that on top of everything else, and not everything feels new to them. So why rhythm matters? Rhythm matters because we want, like I said, we want the kids to be able to anticipate what's coming, to know what they're going to see in their day, what they're going to do in their day, so that they feel safe and they can be creative and explore without concern. So just a general suggestion for how a preschool day might go. Again, creating that routine. So we'll start with arrival and morning connection, starting slowly, letting the day sort of build, right? Giving just a gentle start to the day, connecting with each of them one-on-one, making sure they know that they are seen and heard, and providing that emotional safety and belonging in the classroom. Giving the kids time to hang their own coats, to maybe share a story from the morning or yesterday evening, and just kind of gently ease into the structure of the day. Second is more of a free play time rather than a guided time, so that the kids, again, are gently moving into their day. And it's more than just, 5 minutes of play and then, oh, everybody's here, let's start our day. This is actually part of the day, right? It's not a thing to get through until we can get to the rest of the day kind of thing. So giving the kids long, uninterrupted blocks of learning time where they can focus on free play, where they can work out disagreements with their classmates, where they can practice sharing, that kind of thing. And then you can add to that free play time some guided, structured play, maybe by having stations set up in the classroom. It allows for deeper exploration. Extending time creates curiosity, because not every child thinks quickly or figures things out quickly. So we want to give everybody an opportunity to be curious and to explore. And here, the teacher's role, again, is observation. This is where we're learning about our students. We're learning where their struggles are so that during circle integration time, we can start addressing some of those issues, and just allowing the teacher to watch thoughtfully and only stepping in when needed. Next, we move into a snack or a lunch, kind of a self-care like we talked about last week. giving the students responsibility through participation. So children serve themselves, they pour their own drinks. If they make a mess, they clean up their spaces, they put away their lunch pails, and they have proper table manners. They're respectful with their classmates. This is a social learning time. This is where students, when they're at home, they're learning social expectations around a table with their family. And so this transitions and can be practiced with their classmates. Mealtime becomes a calm conversational time. Instead of play times focused on objects or activities, they're focusing on each other. So that is one of those 21st century skills, communication, that we're sort of losing in this digital world. So we definitely want to give this age group an opportunity to practice those social skills. Following meal time, we can have a break from indoor play and go outside. Again, in Finland, outside is not something that we fear or we avoid in certain circumstances. Outside time is a part of the pedagogy because there is learning that happens outside that cannot be taught in the classroom. So nature as the classroom every day includes outdoor time, regardless of the season or the weather. Another opportunity for students to practice putting on gloves, putting on boots, putting on hats, different than just putting on a jacket or going outside with their running shoes. There's opportunity for movement and discovery. Fresh air offers children physical challenges and sensory exploration, which connects the body with the mind, with the hands to kind of have practical hands-on learning. And then the great thing about nature is that it grounds you. As children, they feel that calm. They feel the serenity of the grasses and the trees and the wind blowing and the smells. It's a very grounding feeling, and it helps them to center and calm themselves so they can go back into the classroom and re-engage. Next, we have our rest time, or we could move into what we would call a reflection time. This is also part of learning. So here, there are probably going to be the young ones that want to sleep during this time. But you might have, if you have students like my child, I think when she was about 1.5, she gave up on naps completely. So some kids just don't need that. And so during our rest time, is what I called it, we would read books, or we would color quietly, or we would do an activity that was more of a calming sort of activity. So after active play and exploration, then the children's bodies and minds need some restoration. So napping, sleeping, if that's something they're comfortable with. If not, quietly drawing, maybe listening to an audio, hearing a story, that kind of thing. This reflection time allows young brains to process experiences and to reset for the afternoon ahead. I don't know about you, but I do reflect on my day in my head. As the day is going on, I think about the morning. Oh, I could have done this differently, or maybe I wanted to do that. I need to get around to it now, right? And it's the same with this age, just in a different way, right? They may have been playing with cars in the morning and realized that they really had wished they'd had time to play with blocks. So all of these things sort of process in their mind during rest time. We finish up with our closing circle and helping the students, again, feel that belonging, that welcoming, the reason that they're there, the reason you want them to come back. So we gather together again at the end of the day, creating community and connection, reconnecting one-on-one, sharing and reflecting, allowing children to tell stories about their day, what they played with, what they liked, what was fun, what they discovered outside, and then maybe some songs or some rituals to help them transition to going home. So this is just a general flow of how the day can go. It moves in the morning from a little bit more freedom, relaxed, welcoming and free play, moving into more structured time which then creates this confidence that they have for the remainder of the day, and then finishing up with closing and getting ready to go home, transitioning. So there are 4 levels of learning at this age. We have the physical level, where they're learning how to use gross motor skills, fine motor skills, coordination, that kind of thing. We have the emotional learning. This one's a huge one because these are all new emotions for them. And so they don't know what they're called. They don't know what to do with them, a lot of them. And so taking the time during circle integration, or when there's a moment that maybe you can help talk them through something, is really, really important. It helps with regulation. It helps with empathy, being self-aware. We also have the social learning aspect of this age group, where they're learning to cooperate, to communicate, to resolve conflicts at their level. And then finally, we do have the cognitive, right? The academic, where we're wanting them to be creative. We're wanting them to be curious, to use their critical thinking skills, to focus on something for a short period of time that's age appropriate. So Finnish teachers thoughtfully design each day to nurture all 4 areas. A single activity might strengthen perhaps coordination, build empathy, spark problem solving, and deepen cooperation all at once. So this is really a time when, if you happen to have the opportunity to plan your preschool days, to think about what skills is the child going to learn when I offer this activity, or when I schedule this into our day, right? So making sure that we are focusing on all 4 areas at least once throughout the day. The teacher's role, obviously, is to observe closely, keeping an eye on the children, but not intervening, allowing them to have some struggles, allowing them to walk through their day, giving them autonomy and agency, but with support if needed. Guiding thoughtfully, asking questions, providing materials that extend learning at just the right moment. And then adjusting flexibility. So when energy is high, maybe it's time to take a few minutes outside. When energy gets low, or we have more emotional issues going on, behavior issues, it might be time to take a pause and do some calming activities, giving them the tools that they need so that they can learn how to self-regulate. Because you have to remember that at this age, right, they don't have all those tools that adults do to deal with sadness or deal with frustration. And so they're still learning how to process all those things, and we have to help them with tools. So just a little bit of research. I always like to show that this is not something that's just in my own thoughts, but comes directly from the research in Finland. So the Finnish National Agency for Education suggests a well-balanced daily rhythm supports learning, interaction, and joy. And then Pasi Sahlberg, our great author and speaker in Finland, suggests that children's well-being is not a break from learning, but it is a condition for it. So if our children are not feeling safe and understanding how to be comfortable in the classroom, then the learning will not happen. So we have to make sure that that is the foundation first. So a couple of practical application ideas for your preschool. How to create rhythm. No matter your setting or your resources, whether you have a lot of resources or only a few, you can create rhythm. Here are 3 approaches that can transform your daily flow and bring calm focus and joy to your classroom. So number 1, protect playtime, right? Make sure they're having a long enough chunk of time that they can process through any social issues they might be having, making sure they have enough time to be creative and do some of the things they really want to do. Try to resist the urge to interrupt or to redirect too quickly. Next is balance movement with stillness. So when I'm designing my summer club programs or my after school programs for schools, um, the age 2 and 3, they're moving or changing activities or doing something different either in the classroom or outside the classroom every 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe 25, you can stretch it out depending. But the movement alternated with the stillness, quiet time versus active time, or listening time versus active time. So following a body's natural rhythm, being flexible in your classroom, making sure that you might have these alternating activities, but you're in the middle of a, let's say, a quiet, calming activity, and the kids you're having, difficulty keeping them focused. And so being flexible enough to realize, you know what, right now it looks like you guys really want to run around and play. Why don't we go outside and have a little playtime? And then regroup and come back to finish the activity later when their bodies are naturally ready to do that. So the third one is to simplify transitions, fewer interruptions, more flow, meaning plan smoother transitions between activities by using songs, visual signals, or predictable routines so that they always know what's expected, what's coming, what's next, so that they can support and cooperate with you in making those transitions a little bit easier, connecting one moment to the next with intention. So the reflection question for my audience, for my users, for my viewers, that I would love for you to respond to in the video and just share your thoughts is, how might you bring more rhythm into your classroom day? Maybe you already have a good rhythm. Share that with us, because some rhythms work really well and for some kids, and it may be that there are some teachers watching that aren't sure about the rhythm in their class and would like that support. So please do share your rhythm that you find to be most successful in your preschool. Remember that rhythm begins with intention. So we have to plan small shifts in pacing, smooth transitions, and observations can transform the entire feel of the day, right? If we have a natural progression through our day, the kids will be able to transition and understand that in a little bit of an easier way. So what's next? The next session in our series is called The Teacher as Facilitator. So transitioning from the teacher as the authority in the classroom that's bringing all of the information, that's doing all the teaching, to facilitating and guiding the learning opportunities in the classroom. We'll focus on that next time. Guiding without controlling, how Finnish educators nurture independence. So even at the ages of 2, 3, 4, 5, we're still focusing on student agency and giving those opportunities for students to be curious, to use creative thinking ideas and practice, and agency, even in young learners. So join us as we explore the delicate art of stepping back as a teacher, observing deeply and supporting when needed, and knowing exactly when to offer it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.